will unfold at Moda Center here in Portland, Oregon. The Nets taking on the Trailblazers. For Brooklyn, losing 7 out of their last 10 games has left a bad taste in their mouths. But tonight represents a new beginning, and they want to taste victory once again. Blazers, Nets, tip-off right after this. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA presentation. I'm Kevin Harlan along with Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony. On the sidelines, it's David Aldridge. And a chance here to check out some stats for Anthony Simons.
And guys, how about the surge of offense he's experiencing right now? These last 5 games, he's been a machine at the offensive end. A different scorer than he had been earlier in the season. We'll find out if he can keep it going here tonight.
So the Nets starting 5. Down on the block, it's Johnson with Claxton. Cam Thomas is out there with D'Angelo Russell. And it's Williams at the 3. And for Portland, Henderson and Simons are their guards. Grant steps in at 4 with Ayton, the big man, in the middle. And it's Sharp in at the 3 spot. Oh, Stan, this should be a fun one. A clash at the center position.
Yeah, and Kevin, the way the game has changed, you know, we don't see these kind of big men matchups much anymore. And so it's great to see one where 2 great big guys going at it, and you know they're going to go after each other.
And Stan, you know what you're talking about. You've had the opportunity to coach some great big men.
Oh, I have. I mean, I had Shaquille O'Neal, Dwight Howard, Andre Drummond. I seem to always have good centers.
And the Trailblazers with possession here. Grant sets a screen for Henderson. Pass to Grant. Here's Sharp. He's guarded by Williams. And it's Sharp missing. And here is Williams. He had 15 points last outing. Down low. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. And just about a minute into the first quarter. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Stan on the floor tonight, one of the best two-way players in the game, Jeremy Grant.
Yeah, Kevin, look. He's become a knockdown three-point shooter, but he also does a great job of putting the ball on the floor, attacking the basket, and getting to the free throw line. He puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
First free throw is good.
Well, this guy's a classic example of hard work paying off. Jeremy Grant has developed into a very impactful player.
And Grant drops them both.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
Outside Williams. It's Thomas on the wing. Claxton sets the screen for Thomas. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist.
And getting the offense started with a high-quality look down low.
For Portland, they've gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Simons, the pass to Grant. Here's Ayton. Claxton with the steal. Johnson with it. Now defended by Grant. They get the rebound. Williams for 3. Good, and it's Johnson with the assist that time.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Henderson against Russell. Outside, Simons. Ayton a screen on Thomas. Simons kicks to Henderson. Johnson against Grant. Henderson, no one around him. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
Such a confident young man. Scoot just goes for it.
On the wing, Williams. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Claxton sets the screen for Thomas. Rebounded by DeAndre Ayton.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Henderson, bounce pass. Grant in the post. He's guarded by Johnson.
Yeah, slow start for them offensively. 1 for 5. They need to be more patient and find a better look.
The Trailblazers have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Here's Grant. That shot, no good. Johnson with some nice D. The Nets have gone 2 of 6 from the field. And it's Russell in the corner. Finds himself wide open and drills it.
Cognizant of the entire court, Russell aware of where the defenders are and really does a great job creating opportunities.
And we've got a timeout called by Chauncey Billups. He wants to talk to his guys. As we approach the halfway mark, let's take a look at how everything stands out west. You look at Portland. Right now, they've compiled the 6th best record in the conference.
And for the Trailblazers, this season has been solid. But they just need to maintain their place in the standings and get 100% prepared here for the postseason.
Well, look, they've performed to expectations, but I think this team can take it to another level if they get rolling.
Here's Sharp after D'Angelo Russell's bucket. Henderson passes to Grant. That's in for the first basket of the game after 3 attempts.
Well, a little aggressiveness pays off for Grant inside. And as a coach, you love to see that effort.
Russell passes to Thomas. Russell sets a screen for Thomas. Launches it from deep. Portland grabs the miss, and this is their first time matched up with Brooklyn this year.
Yeah, a pair of losses for them in their meetings last season. And the cold, hard truth about it, they just had a hard time beating anybody last year. A little like Donovan Mitchell there. Henderson makes some really tough shots in traffic.
And so it's Russell with it. He'll bring it up for Brooklyn. Trailing by 2. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
Mental toughness on the road. The arena was rocking, but they just got down to business and never let up.
Nothing is better than winning on the road in this league. It's so difficult. You savor every one of those.
Here's Henderson. He's got 5. Will stand after 11 seasons with this Blazer organization. Damian Lillard traded away in 2023. What a run he had for Portland.
Incredible, Kevin. Not only in terms of his scoring and his individual honors, but the success he brought to the team. While they didn't get over the top and get to the finals, they were a consistent winner. If you were a fan in Portland, you had a good team to come and watch for all of those years.
And it's Sharp missing.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Deep 2 from Russell. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Russell's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go. Now Henderson. They count on his contributions, currently providing 16.5 points a game. Simons kicks to Henderson. Back to Simons. Uncovered. Portland again missing.
And that's one he wants back. Just wide open, but not able to connect that time.
Russell passes to Claxton. Outside Thomas. The 3. His 4th shot. His 4th miss. Still looking for his touch tonight.
He hasn't been at his best this quarter. I'd like to see him be a little more patient. Yeah, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to shoot his way out of this one or not.
A rebound by Simons.
Well, he can't get anything to go right now. It's time to look at affecting the game in other ways.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will retain possession. And we've got a timeout called by Chauncey Billups. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. Wilson, he's checked in for Brooklyn. While there's a chance, let's show you the teams that have thrived on the fast break this season. In fourth, the Trailblazers.
You know, it's an entertaining style of play. And look, I mean, those are the baskets you want if you've got the legs for it. Scoring becomes a lot easier.
Here's Henderson. He's got 5. The shot by Sharp. Nobody around. Good on the three-point shot.
And nice work on the perimeter. Defenses must respect Sharp's range.
Now, here is Russell. On the wing, Johnson. Back to Russell. Stolen by Henderson. By himself. And then Henderson with the dunk.
This is how relentless Henderson is. Once he gets the steal, he is going all the way.
Out left to the wing. Pass to Claxton. It's Thomas on the wing. Claxton, a screen on Simon. Thomas kicks to Johnson. And a miss there on the triple. Trailblazers leading by 3. Henderson with it. He's got 7. And Simon's wide open. He'll fire. Misses the 3.
Well, the defense got lucky there. More often than not, he's making that shot.
Wilson the pass to Thomas. Over Sharp. Thomas, that's good.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Now here's Henderson. Pass to Simons. Now here's Ayton. Over Wilson. 6 on the shot clock. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. And Brooklyn has possession. It's a 3-point game. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Here's Russell. That's good. And it's Thomas picking up the assist. Russell's got 6 points. Portland's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Simons against Thomas. Left side, Grant from 13. And no good, trying to use the glass. The Nets have gotten 7 of their first 16 field goal attempts to go down here in the first. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. On mid-season, Stan, when you were coaching, would you still try out new plays and tactics and schemes? Or was the recipe set? Was the formula in and that was it?
Well, Kevin, the bulk of what you do is set, but you're always tinkering. And as people start figuring you out, you've got to have counters to what you're doing. So your system is always evolving. You're always trying to get better, and you're always doing new things.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Sharp comes in for Nicholas Claxton, and it's DeAnthony Melton in for Thomas.
Whether it's points, steals, or passes, Russell is out here working hard to give you what you need.
Now, here's Thibault. Pass to Banton. Lets it go with a 3. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Ayton.
A moment to check out DeAndre Ayton here. His last 10 games have been exceptional. And with a top 20 ranking in field goal percentage, you put the ball in his hands, and he converts at a remarkable rate.
And he's a top 10 rebounder this year for good reason. He's unbelievably driven, and he competes with you for the entire game. And the Trailblazers making a change here. Sissoko checked in. Here's Hayes. Shot clock at 6. They set the pick. Free throw line jump shot. And it's Portland with the rebound.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Thibault, the pass to Sissoko. Ayton, a screen on Johnson. Pass to Sissoko. Over Hayes. Sissoko, no good. The Nets with the lead. It's tipped. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession.
You love the pressure he's putting on them. Almost had that steal.
Yeah, deflections are a stat that a lot of teams track, disrupting the offense's rhythm and flow.
Delano Banton's checked in for the Trailblazers. And a change for the Nets. Williams is checked in. Rebounded by DeAndre Ayton. Ayton's got 6 rebounds in the game. Loads of expectations come with going number 1 overall, Stan. We all know that. Just ask DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, Kevin, I think he's become one of the more underrated players in this league. He was the top pick in 2018. People will always measure him against that standard. But look, he's averaged a double-double every season in the league. It's not easy to be that consistent.
That free throw, no good. And Brooklyn making a change here. Wilson's checked in. And he sinks the second. Brooklyn's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Melton passes to Hayes. Back to Melton. 6 to shoot. Sharp finds Melton. Fires from deep. And it's Portland with the rebound. Ayton's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Here's Banton. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there. 1:37 left in the first quarter of the game. Taken away by Williams. And here now is Thibault. Scoreless thus far. Pass to Kamare. Here's Banton. Shot clock at 5. And there it is for him.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
.109 left in the first quarter. Now Hayes. Now Wilson. There's the triple. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. And the Nets lead by 1. This tug-of-war game continues.
And guys, that's lucky number 7 already in this game.
Portland's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Here's Banton. Pass to Thibault. Inside. And Ayton gets double-teamed. Here's Kamare. Wilson grabs the board. Wilson's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And he's shooting his free throws to the tune of 75% this season. Fairly standard number.
That one misses. A different look now for Portland. Klingon, he's checked in for Ayton. And it's Simons in for Delano Banton. And here are the Nets. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And Hayes kicks to Melton. There's the pick. Shot clock at 6. Shot from the top of the key. And Klingon pulls it down. Simon's on the wing. Banked in off the glass.
And we'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Well, this is why the fans are here. Each team trading blows, increasing the entertainment value.
And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Trailblazers lead by 1. From Portland, we're back in a moment. And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. And taking a look at the Trailblazers' performance here, boys, what do you think they're doing or not doing?
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Yeah, they've made a point to get inside on this defense, and it's been working like a charm early on.
And here's Melton. He'll bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. They trail by 1. After this game, they can look forward to L.A., where they'll match up against the Clippers. They're in the midst of this long 6-game road trip. That will be game 4, setting the floor for the Nets. Wilson out there with Sharp. Then it's DeAnthony Melton. Then it's Williams. And it's Hayes in at the 2. Well, guys, this first half has been about as tightly contested as you could hope for.
There have been a lot of lead changes. My goodness.
Now, here's Thibault. Still scoreless. Outside, Simons. Here's the screen. Pass to Williams. And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession. And now, with this break, here are the premier glass cleaners among rookies over the course of the past month. 5th on the list, Donovan Clingan.
And every team in the league needs a guy who can go and get. I mean, his great work on the boards certainly endear him to the coaching staff.
Melton with the ball. Outside Williams. Pass to Sharp. Down low. And then Sharp with the dunk.
And in terms of size, not your typical center, but man, he plays as big as any of them thanks to that terrific leaping ability.
And so Chauncey Billups calls for the timeout, looking for a breather and maybe just 1 or 2 things to talk about. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, Anthony Simons came into the NBA at age 19, and he's paid his dues, working his way up from the end of the bench to a starring role. Coach Chauncey Billups says he just believes he's one of the best players in the NBA, and confidence is a big thing. Well, Kevin, he's certainly earned it. Back to you.
I would totally agree with you, D.A. Thank you so much. And we got a timeout here called by Jordi Fernandez. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. The Nets with the lead. Here's Hayes. Pass to Sharp. Picked off in midair. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. It's a hand on it. And Simons able to finish. Simons has got his second bucket of the night. And a chance now to catch up on some numbers with the hustle stats for Portland.
Well, so far they've done a great job of reading the offense and repeatedly putting themselves in the right place to interrupt the play and force turnovers.
And the other thing, I love how they're playing up tonight, getting into ball handlers and forcing some turnovers.
And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
And even though it wasn't a great screen, he found a way to create some space.
There has been, Coach, a lot of talk about how players today are better than ever before. Do you agree with that?
Well, absolutely. Isn't that the way evolution works?
Right.
Kevin, they're bigger, stronger, faster, but everyone builds on the players who came before them, and the guys today would not be where they are without the guys before who laid the foundation.
That's good from Williams. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Outside, Simons. To the paint. Pass to Kamare. Bangs home the trifecta. And the Trailblazers lead by 1.
Well, the defense gave that away. He's a skilled shooter who you have to contest at the arc.
Hayes finds Melton. Now here's Hayes. Guarded closely. Back to Melton. Down to 5 on the shot clock. They set the pick. Trying to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. And here is Simons. 35 points for him last game against Miami. Pass to Kamare. Simons against Wilson. And it's Simons missing. For Brooklyn, they've gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. And the Nets miss again. Portland's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. That 3 off the mark.
Yeah, not his best night in terms of shot selection. Lucky for him, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Hayes the pass to Melton. The 3 ball. And Klingon pulls it down.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, I get it, but you don't want him forcing things. It's better to get your shots within the flow of the offense.
Now, here's Simons. Some stats for him. He averages over 21 points a game. Kamare misses. Brooklyn's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Tipped away. Williams can't get it to go. And here's Melton. He'll bring it up for Brooklyn. They trail by 1. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. The Nets shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And when you look at that free throw percentage on the season, they're right around 73%.
And it's tied up with that one. A different look now for Portland. Jeremy Grant comes in for Klingon. And Henderson subbed in for Matisse Thybulle. The Nets also changing it up. Nicholas Claxton comes in for Williams. And Thomas subbed in for Hayes.
Well, they had a chance for the lead right there, but we're all evened up.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Now, here's Melton. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Drains the 3-pointer. Melton's got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, coaches will take that any day. Don't pass up open threes like that.
Trailblazers trail by 3. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Simons, and it's blocked, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thomas. Here now, the upcoming schedule for the Portland Trailblazers. On Thursday, they'll face off against Ben Simmons and the Los Angeles Clippers. And then on Saturday, they'll be facing Steven Adams and the Houston Rockets.
And for that game against Miami, on paper, you'd expect them to come away with the win, but this might be one of those trap games where they let it get away from them if they aren't focused.
Brooklyn's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. In his first 3 seasons in the NBA, Stan, Anthony Simons only started 5 games. Now he is out there a lot and getting starts.
Well, look, Kevin, he played under Damian Lillard. Not a bad role model for Anthony Simons. Another 6'3" guard with explosive scoring capability.
Here's Thomas. Uses the glass to drop it in. Thomas got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, you love to see a quick bucket off the inbounds. Well done.
Now Henderson. He's got 7. Grant sets a screen for Henderson. Pass to Ayton. And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession. Let's check out the Eastern Conference standings now that we're in the new year. You look at Brooklyn, they're way down there in the conference standings, looking for a lot of improvement during the second half of the season. For Brooklyn, they've gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over 60% shooting. Thomas, a screen on Henderson. It's Claxton high post. Nets passing it around. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Melton. And a missed layup. Portland trailing here. And Nicholas Claxton gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Brooklyn making some changes. Johnson comes in for Sharp, and it's Russell in for Wilson. Melton against Henderson. Now, here's Sharp. He's tightly guarded. Clock at 6. Simons against Russell. That one drops for him. Simons has got the game tied up here for Portland.
From the mid-range, Simons' quickness is a big advantage.
Thomas feeling it out a bit. Claxton sets the screen for Russell. Offline with his 3. Portland's gotten fewer than half of their 3-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Simons on the wing. The 3. Buries it from 3-point range. And now a 3-point Trailblazer lead.
And they're right around 50% for the game on their threes. And they've only gotten better as the game's gone on.
And so Thomas will bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. Outside Russell. And there's the drive. Rebounded by DeAndre Ayton. Portland's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. And the call will be against Anthony Simons. That's his first foul. Robert Williams, he's checked in for Portland. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Williams, he's checked in for DeAnthony Melton. On defense, Portland. 3-point lead. Johnson dishes to Williams. Up top, Claxton. He had 13 points in the win against the Utah Jazz.
Well, you can't say enough about what he did on defense. 3 blocks and made those shooters very uncomfortable.
Well, that's why they're in front. Aggressive play at both ends. Nicely done.
Henderson against Russell. Johnson outside to stop the run. Drains it from beyond the arc. Johnson's got 5 points so far.
Using outstanding floor awareness there. Russell's ability to pick apart the defense and find the open man.
Portland's gone 3 of 5 beyond the arc since the start of the second quarter. Henderson looking it over. Grant finds Henderson. Russell with it. Now Henderson defending. Williams passes to Johnson. And it's Portland with the rebound. Here's Sharp. There it is, his second make of the game. He's missed 5.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Nets trail by 4. Pass to Johnson. A three-pointer off the mark. Trailblazers have gone 8 of 15 since we began the second quarter. Excellent shooting. Sharp with it. It's Henderson on the wing. Latrey hits it from three-point range. Henderson's got the lead up to 7 now for the Trailblazers.
And they're not afraid to let it fly from deep. They're looking to extend their lead with the 3-ball here in the second quarter.
Brooklyn's gotten cold from deep in the second quarter, just 2 of 6 from long range. Thomas kicks to Johnson. Williams dishes to Thomas. 5 to shoot. Cam Thomas was the 27th pick in the 2021 NBA Draft GA. I think a lot of teams, wouldn't you agree, are regretting passing on him.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to believe that he fell all the way to the end of the first round. Lots of teams would love to have a scorer like him on their roster.
Stan, I've always admired you come from a coaching family. Was there a point growing up you knew you wanted to be a coach?
Yeah, I loved being around the game, and so 2 things happened that drove me into coaching. Number 1, I loved baseball and I couldn't hit one, so that was out. And I wasn't a good enough basketball player to go on that way, so if I wanted to stay involved in the game, that's when I knew I wanted to be a coach.
But your dad had a little bit of that in his background. I say in a little kind of tongue-in-cheek, right? He was a guy that led the way and you're interested.
Yeah, my dad coached for over 40 years, and I think he had a great passion for it and always used to tell us that he never actually felt like he worked a day in his life. He loved it so much.
Following in his footsteps. Terrific score. Now Johnson. After D'Angelo Russell's three-pointer that didn't go. The Nets need to get a shot off here. Williams for 3, and it's Ayton with the rebound. Ayton's got double-digit rebounds now in the game.
And battling hard on the glass, they hold the advantage here so far.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Grant. Let's take a second look at that fantastic block.
Sharp instincts on D there. Just timing when to rise up and swat that one away.
Nets trail by 6. And Jordi Fernandez has called a timeout. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. And the Trailblazers making a change here. Kamar is checked in. And now a moment to check out the leaders in the All-Star voting. Balloting underway.
And this is really a fun time of year. You're starting to see which players are going to be in the running to make the All-Star team.
Well, you look at Claxton. He's gotten his share of votes, but there are still a lot of players in front of him.
And it's just been tough in the East this year. Kevin, so many guys are having huge seasons. Even getting near the top 10 is impressive.
And keep tuning in for updated results. You can visit NBA.com for more. Here's Ayton. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Well, we'd all like to see more of that from Ayton. Using that big frame to get himself an opportunity at the line.
Ayton hits them both.
And he's shown a great touch at the line. They've tested the big guy, but he's come through.
Johnson outside. Back to Russell. To the inside. That one's in there. The Trailblazer lead is cut down to just 6 points with the basket from Claxton.
Getting everyone involved. Russell operating the offense like a seasoned vet.
Sharp against Thomas. It's Henderson on the wing. Back to Sharp. It's Henderson on the wing. He's guarded by Russell. Henderson passes to Grant. Portland again missing.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
Kicks it out to Johnson. Back to Williams. Pass to Claxton. 5 on the clock. The rebound by Sharp. Sharp's got 5 rebounds tonight. Grant outside. Henderson outside. And he uses the glass on the layup. Henderson's got the lead up to 8 now for the Trailblazers.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
And that does it for the first half of play. It's the Trailblazers leading by 8. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
Welcome, everybody. The story tonight has been a solid showing through the first half for the Portland Trailblazers.
One big reason they're up, they're controlling the glass, both boxing out and crashing in.
Yeah, you could tell rebounding was a point of emphasis for them coming into this game.
And next, a look at some of the possible participants for this season's dunk contest.
Watch these guys from now into the contest. I bet they throw down some crazy in-game dunks that you've never seen before.
I feel like they've never chose you because they like their backboards so much.
That would be correct.
And that is it for halftime, folks. It is back to Kevin Harlan and the crew for the second half.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. You look at Scoot Henderson in this game, guys, he has been everywhere.
His play so far is what fans love about him. He has gone right at the defense time and time again.
Yeah, he hasn't been settling. He's getting to the rim, and that's him at his best.
Nets trail by 8. Grant steps in at 4 with Ayton, the big man, in the middle. Henderson and Simons are their guards. And it's Sharp and the small forward. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. Portland's gone past the three-point line for 13 of their shots. 6 of 13. And that one's good by Henderson.
I love it, Kevin. Well, good to see Scoot Henderson rolling here. A lot of expectations on this kid, showing he has the ability.
Now, here's Johnson. There's Russell with the 3. Connects from three-point range. Russell's got 11.
That's inexcusable defense right there. You gotta contest the shot better than that.
Portland leading by 7. Now here's Henderson. About 1 minute played here in the second half. The shot's good from Simons.
Well, Simons is a sharpshooter. He wanted those 3 points back and went out and took them.
Got a piece of it. Oh, that's offensive interference. Portland has gotten a positive outcome on 7 of their 14 three-pointers in this game. Not bad at all. Simons with the screen for Henderson. Simons on the wing. Ayton at the elbow. And stolen by Williams. Pass to Thomas. Claxton sets the screen for Thomas. The kick out to Williams. And here is Johnson. Thomas passes to Williams. 6 on the shot clock. The Trailblazers pull it in. Ayton's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Right there, the defender clearly trying to inhibit a fast break. I think that's a transition take foul. This is his third free throw attempt of the game. That's good from Thomas. And as a coach, what were some of your favorite parts, Stan, of life on the road?
Well, Kevin, we get treated really well on the road in the NBA. I mean, you travel on great charters. People take care of your bags. We stay in great hotels. But my favorite part of being on the road was when we were on our way home. Easier to win at home, family at home. That was the favorite part.
How about the bonding experience that a lot of coaches talk about when you're out there kind of alone against the forces, just you and your team?
Well, I definitely think players bond on trips like that because they're not going in different directions. They team to spend time together. I don't think any of them ever wanted to spend time with me.
And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
The Nets have made 2/3 of their free throws tonight. 6 of 9 to be exact. So Chauncey Billups calls for the timeout. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guy.
And with the break here, let's look at the stats for Thomas. He's putting up about 21 points per, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. And with his skill set on the offensive end, he is such a threat on the floor.
Yeah, he's the kind of guy that makes life easier for his teammates. He demands so much defensive attention.
Now here's Henderson. He's got 16. Simons from outside. It's hauled in by Claxton. Claxton's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. And out of bounds as the Trailblazers gain possession. While we have a moment, let's now take a look at the top shot blockers in the NBA. Fifth best, Nick Claxton.
There aren't going to be many nights when you don't see him affect the game with his shot blocking ability.
Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Henderson outside. Pass to Simons. To the middle. Here's Grant. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's on Nick Claxton.
And when Grant gets to the rim like that, you can't help but foul.
And Grant drops them both. Nets trail by 10. Russell passes to Williams. And it's off from three-point range.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, when you look at the draft, it seems talent evaluators have a type. LeBron James says our league is always hungry for potential. That's the whole focus of the lottery. It makes sense that those guys who are taken 16 through 30 are on real contending teams and making impacts. Of course, Kevin, everybody wants to draft the next LeBron. Good luck with that.
Or work with the next David Aldridge, a Hall of Famer. David, thank you. Henderson against Russell. Pass to Sharp. Now here's Grant. Great tee that time from Johnson. Nets trail by 9. Williams inside, defended by Sharp. Now Thomas. Clock at 6. Screen by Claxton. A three-pointer, no good. Portland leading by 9. Simons surveying the D. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Pass to Ayton. From deep three-point land. And it's Simons that time on the assist by Ayton. Simons has got the lead up to 12 now for the Trailblazers. Johnson right side. Back to Russell. Johnson outside. Pass to Claxton. Thomas with the ball. Out to Russell. Tries yet again. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Ayton's.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Bounce pass from Sharp. Sharp sets the pick for Grant. Henderson for 3. Rebound by Williams. Nets trail by 12. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And Claxton throws it down.
That's just a great pass. Excellent vision to see the open spot in the defense and lead him to the score.
And here's Henderson. He'll bring it up for the Trailblazers. Pass to Ayton. And Sharp has it in the corner. Drills it from outside. Sharp's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Great at creating shots. Sharp did it there with that catch and shoot.
Brooklyn's gone 2 of 5 with the three-point shot since coming out of the break. We've seen some flashes, Coach, from Shaedon Sharp in his career. He can get hot in a hurry.
Well, look, Kevin, he is a great athlete, and when his shot starts to fall consistently, he can be electric. Right now, he's putting it together little by little. He's just got to continue to improve.
Portland leading by 11. Henderson with it. He's got 16. Here's Sharp. Outside, Simons. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
Guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Well, what I love about his three-point shooting is the spacing that he's adding. It makes things a lot easier for everyone else.
Russell finds Thomas. Russell a screen on Simons. Thomas against Simons. Count that one. Thomas got 9 points in the quarter.
Well, he's been very efficient in this quarter. Keep getting him the ball.
Portland's got more than a 50% success rate on their three-pointers since halftime. They're 4 of 7. Thomas against Simons. Sharp on the wing. 8 points for him. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Blazers.
Well, they've been hitting threes at a high clip, and the defense hasn't done enough to challenge them at the line. They need to close out and run them off the three.
Another place they've had the upper hand tonight is in transition. They've gotten a bunch of their points off the fast break.
And we got a timeout here called by Jordi Fernandez. He wants to regroup and go over the strategy. Williams, he's checked in for Shaedon Sharp. And then for Brooklyn, Wilson, he's checked in for Williams. Hayes comes in for Thomas. And it's DeAnthony Melton in for D'Angelo Russell. Melton against Henderson. Melton feeling it out a bit. Now here's Hayes, covered by Simons. Shot clock at 6. Off target from outside. Portland leading by 11. On his 15th shot attempt, he makes his 9th basket. Shooting a healthy 60% tonight.
Yeah, this quarter's all about him. He's just dominating at the offensive end.
Nets have gone at a pretty good shooting pace. They're 6 of 13 from the field here in the third. Pass to Melton. Screen by Claxton. From downtown. Rebound by Williams. The Trailblazers have gone 8 of 12 from the field since the beginning of the third. Henderson kicks to Williams. Henderson passes to Simons. Now, here's Grant. He's guarded by Johnson. The kick out to Simons. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. This is his second trip to the free throw line.
And he's kept this percentage at a decent level, right around 74.
Free throw drops for Melton.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
Aaron Sharp, he's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. No good on the second free throw.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Henderson right side. Here's Hayton. Goes back up, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to go on Killian Hayes.
I love that pump fake from Ayton. It's such a simple yet effective move.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
And to this point on the season, guys, 80% from the line. He's done a really good job.
First free throw is good.
Well, I appreciate how focused DeAndre Ayton is on excelling at what he does best. His primary concern is being a force in the paint on both ends.
So he picks up just 1 from the line that time. Hey, Stan, we've exported so much corporate basketball knowledge overseas. Remember when Fratello and you and your brother Jeff would go over there and have these clinics and teach the coaches the game. And they've taken that knowledge clearly and run with it.
No, I think that definitely happened when those guys went over. I think now it's sort of going the other way in large part. I know that all of us in the league now study what the great coaches in Europe are doing, and there's a lot of them, and the game is different, but they incorporate a lot of different concepts. I don't know a staff in the league that isn't spending a lot of time studying in the international game.
And we got a timeout here called by Jordi Fernandez. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations.
Chance to check out the numbers for Scoot Henderson. How his last 10 games have gone. He's averaging 15 points a game, 6 assists, and 2 rebounds. And he has been passing the ball like a virtuoso. That's what really stands out about these recent performances.
Well, this staff loves coaching him, and his teammates love playing with him. He's just an unselfish guy who makes everyone around him better.
Now, here's Melton. 5 points in the game. Pass to Johnson. And stolen by Eaton. And now the fast break. Grant with the ball. Over Wilson. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
Well, his team has the lead, but this has to be a bit of a concern for him. The shot isn't falling, and it's been a forgettable night.
Stolen by Grant. Three-pointers, Simons. And he's good on the three ball. Simons has got 18 points just in the second half.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Look, when the three is falling like this, there's not a whole lot you can do defensively.
And so it's Brooklyn with it. Portland knocking down that triple moments ago. Hayes, good on the baseline, Jay. Hayes has got his second basket. 1:31 left to play in the third. And here's Henderson. 16 points for him. Simons on the wing. Down low. It's tipped. And it's out of bounds to Portland. They'll retain possession. Now let's take a look at the teams that have been holding their opponents to the fewest points in the last 10 games. The Trailblazers in second.
Well, their defense over the last 10 games has been exceptional. They're really getting after it and communicating well on that end of the floor.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Kamar is checked in, and Matisse Thybulle subbed in for Anfernee Simons. And the Nets making a change here as well. Ami's checked in. Shot clock at 2. Here's Kamara. Rebound, Brooklyn. Now Hayes. A putback.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into 2 points on the tip-in.
Hustle points, I believe they call them. Hustle points right there. Here's Banton. He's guarded by Melton.
And once he gets clear off the screen, there is no stopping him.
No, not when there's a flush waiting to happen.
Well, give credit to the screener there. That's how you help free up your teammates.
Outside Wilson. Out to the right wing. Sharp sets the pick for Hayes. Back to Sharp. Pass to Wilson. Rebounded by DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, loose coverage by the defense, but he just couldn't make them pay.
Here's Banton. And they recover it. Top of the key jumper, no good. And so it's Portland with an 18-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. They've kept the tempo quick and the defense on its heels, and it's gotten them up big. And we'll be back with you shortly. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, put the pass right on the money.
Well, his height gives him the ability to see the floor, and he makes a quick decision and a great pass.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. On the court for the Nets, getting the fourth quarter going. We've got Sharp. DeAnthony Melton out there with Hayes. And it's Wilson in at the 3. Jumps up. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was Sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And that is why you want to run off turnovers. Get down the floor before the defense is set.
Here's Simons after the basket by Brooklyn. To the inside, Klingon, good on the shot.
Well, he knew he had the size advantage to dominate the defense there. Go right at him.
Nets trail by 18. Now here's Hayes. And the call will be against Anfernee Simons. That's foul number 2 for him. Trendon Watford's checked in for the Nets. Melton with the ball. Sharp on the wing. 6 to shoot. Outside Wilson. Launches it. And Klingon pulls it down. Klingon's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Simons, the pass to Williams. Count that bucket. And the Trailblazers lead by 20.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Got a piece of it. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. And Brooklyn making a change here. Johnson's checked in. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. Melton kicks to Wilson. Pass to Johnson. Now Wilson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Sharp, the pass to Wilson. Williams with the block.
Yeah, Williams gets at least one swat a game. He's got great anticipation.
Simons finds Thibault. The rebound by Sharp. Nets trail by 20. On the wing, Melton. And again, no good by Brooklyn. And Simons has got the ball here for the Trailblazers. They lead by 20. It's the most we've seen. Johnson against Simon. Johnson can't hit.
When the defense is playing off you like that, you want to be able to convert. But that time, he just couldn't get it done.
Simons, the pass to Thibault. Back to Simons. The 8-footer connects. The jumper drops. Simons has got 29 in the game.
Well, don't blink, or Simons will already have the shot off.
Here's the lob to the hoop. And Thibault sends it back.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive. Oh, great ball movement there.
Brooklyn's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. And here's Melton. Johnson outside. Shot clock at 6. Melton against Simon. Melton, no good.
Well, it's been a frustrating night for him at the offensive end. Just not able to give them any kind of a lift.
And there's Klingon. That's good on the assist by Simon. Klingon's got 4 points now in the quarter. The Nets shooting around 36%. They're just not able to finish consistently. To end the drought. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
Scoot Henderson's checked in for Portland. And the Nets also making a change. Thomas checked in for Hayes. Greg, a lot of parity around the NBA. You think fans like that?
It's a great question, Kevin. And there are trade-offs, but as a league, you've got to foster competition and live with the results. And the reality is, doesn't it feel better when there are more teams that have a legitimate chance to win it all?
Now here's Thomas. Pass to Melton. Here's Sharp. And here is Thomas. Henderson defending. Another shot. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. And it's Thibault in the corner. And a miss there on the triple.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Thomas, it's a wide open look. Good on the triple.
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Yeah, when you have a guy playing like he has been recently, he's got to be the first option on every possession.
Here's Henderson following the three-pointer by Brooklyn. He gets it in there.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Andre Ayton's checked in for the Trailblazers. Grant comes in for Matisse Thybulle. Stan, you always emphasize defense. What do you make of the offensive surge in the NBA today?
Well, Kevin, look, skill level is the best it's ever been. Shooting range is incredible, which makes defenses have to defend more and more of the court. Rules and officiating favor the offense. It's never been harder to defend in the NBA.
It sure looks that way. You're right. And that one falls for Johnson.
And this is one of the things they need to keep doing in the second half to get this win. Keep knocking down those free throws. They've been sensational here at the line.
And both free throws good for Johnson. Portland leading by 21. Henderson passes to Ayton. And Ayton throws it down.
Well, the 7-footer Ayton, when he's this close to the basket, he's looking for the jam.
Now Russell. Outside Thomas. Claxton a screen on Simon. Johnson in the corner. Clock at 6. Looking to end his cold spell. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Grant. It's the Nets now. Here's Thomas. That shot is in, just like 6 others have been for him. He's shooting 7 for 15.
I tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over.
And so Henderson will bring it up for the Trailblazers. Grant outside. Here's Henderson. Thomas with the steal. And here's the fast break. Russell leading the way. Johnson wide open. He fires. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Russell's got his 5th assist in this one. Portland with the ball. It's an 18-point lead. Henderson passes to Williams. Outside, Simons. Williams sets a screen for Simons. Grant, right side, and stolen by Thomas. And the slam dunk by Russell.
I love the spatial awareness from Russell. Saw how much room he had and just took it aggressively.
Trailblazers leading by 16. Henderson passes to Simons. Sinks that one from the post. Simons has got 6 points in the quarter.
Well, he's been nothing short of fantastic this game, and he has his team in a great spot as this thing winds down.
Johnson can't get it to go. Trailblazers have gotten exactly 2/3 of their shots to find the bottom of the net here in the 4th, 8 of 12. Inside, Thomas with the steal. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That one on 8.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Sharps checked in for Williams. Russell against Henderson. The 10-footer. No good from Grant. Brooklyn with the ball. They're on a 17-7 run. Russell inside. Henderson defending. Offensive rebound. Claxton. And Claxton throws it down.
Just a terrific effort on the offensive glass. That's how they're going to cut into this lead.
And Greg, a dunk like that is sure to give them a spark. Portland leading by 14. Henderson passes to Ayton. Grant outside. Ayton a screen on Johnson. Grant with the ball. Picked up by Claxton. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Well, you got to be able to take a hit in the NBA. Grant doing what he had to.
And he knocks down the first one.
And the combination of athleticism and defense Grant brings is superb. A guy who you can depend on to compete.
Nets trail by 16. Now, here is Russell. Pass to Johnson. And Thomas has it in the corner. A floater. The Trailblazers pull it in. Ayton's got his 20th rebound here tonight. Saw that coming. Henderson, bounce pass. Grant against Johnson. 6 on the shot clock. Now, here's Simon. Tight defense on him. Here's Ayton, and the basket is good. Ayton's got 4 this quarter.
Good cleanup there by Ayton, using his reach to get the rebound and finish the job.
And we got a timeout here called by Jordi Fernandez. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear, and immediately. And now, let's present our New Balance Player of the Game, Anthony Simons.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
He's played up to his full potential tonight, and he's been playing to the crowd, too. He loves being the star attraction, even if it doesn't happen on a regular basis. It's the Nets now. They trail by 18. And Claxton throws it down. That gives him a double-double in this one. 10 points and 12 rebounds.
Oh, I love that dish down low.
Thomas against Simon. To the paint. Here's Henderson, and it's sent back by Russell. Outside Thomas. Williams dishes to Russell. Johnson outside. No good on the 3. Portland leading by 16. Sharp finds Grant. Anderson with it. He's guarded by Russell. Henderson against Russell. And that one's good by Henderson. Henderson's got 9 points now in just the second half. And so it's Russell with it. He brings it up for the Nets. Down low, here's Thomas. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. That one on Ayton.
Great pass to hit him in stride. Love to see teammates in sync with each other.
Free throw good, Thomas. And so Chauncey Billups calls for the timeout. And clearly an important juncture. He's going to have some choice words with his team. .152 left in the fourth quarter. A kick out to Simons. It's good, only a few seconds into the shot clock. And that's now 35 points for Anthony Simons. Johnson outside. Outside Thomas. Pass to Williams. Just 5 on the clock. Claxton sets the screen for Russell. And Claxton throws it down.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Trailblazers.
And the big difference here was accuracy from three-point range.
And once they started sinking shots, it really stretched out the D and created other opportunities. And anytime they got space, they seemed to just knock down another triple.
And you can mark this one down in the W column. It'll mark their 23rd of the season.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Anthony Simons.
There wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every good chance he got.
Portland with the ball, following the bucket by the Nets. To the middle. It's stolen by Johnson. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. Thomas inside, covered by Simons. That's good from Thomas on the assist by Johnson. There's 37 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Russell against Henderson. Inside. Rebound by Williams.
Just too big a deficit to come back from at this point.
Well, you want your players to keep playing hard, but let's be honest. This game's over.
16 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And so it's Portland winning this one. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester, and that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
And that about wraps it up. So, for Greg Anthony, Stan Van Gundy, and our reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. And now, our player of the game, Anthony Simons.